The Honorable all of Presidential and respectable members of Human Rights Council, esteemed guests, and fellow advocates for human rights. I stand here today to address the dire human rights situation in Eritrea. It is imperative that we collectively acknowledge the grave violation of fundamental rights and freedom that continue to plague this nation, and that we work together to bring out meaningful change. Eritrea's human rights record is marked by a pervasive culture of repression, where the government exercises total control over all aspects of life, stifling any dissent or opposition. The country's leadership under President Isaias Afwerki has maintained a stranglehold. This has maintained stranglehold on power since the country gained independence in 1993. This has led to a complete absence of democratic institution, a lack of transparency, and systematic suppression of any form of free expression or assembly. One of the most egregious violations of human rights in Eritrea is indefinite national service, which has become a tool of forced labor and means to maintain the government grip on power. Thousands and Eritreans are conscripted into military service, often for extended periods, and are subjected to inhumane conditions, including forced labor, torture, and sexual violence. This practice not only denies individuals their basic rights, but also per- perpetuates a culture of fear and intimidation, where those who dare to speak out against the government are brutally silenced. The situation is particularly dire for religious minorities who face severe restriction on their right to practice their faith. The government has designed only a few recognized religion, and those who belong to unregistered group are subjected to arbitrary detention, enforced disappearance, and even death. The case of Pastor Tesfaye Seyum, who died in prison after being held for 10 years for belonging to a banned religion, is a stark reminder of the brutal treatment meted out the those who divide the government religious policies. The other indigenous people who make up a significant portion of Eritrea population have been subjected to discrimination, harassment, and violence. They are denied they are denied access to their traditional lands, and their culture practice are actively supposed. The government's policies have led to widespread and displacement, and forced migration, with thousands of far fleeing to neighboring countries in search of safety and security. The international community has repeatedly called upon the Eritrean government to address this human rights violation, but the response has been lukewarm at best. The government has refused to cooperate with international human rights mechanism, and its lack of transparency and accountability has made it difficult for the world to know the full extent of the abuse taking place. In this context, it is crucial that we, as member of Human Rights Council, continue to hold the Eritrean government accountable for its action. We must urge the government to take concrete steps to address the human rights situation, including the immediate release of all political prisoners, the repeal of the indefinite national service policy, and the recognition of the right of religious minorities and indigenous people. Furthermore, we must work together to support those who are fighting for human rights in Eritrea. This includes providing assistance to independent media outlets such as Radio Arena, which has been a beacon of hope for those seeking alternative sources of information. We must also support the efforts of human rights organizations like Human Rights Watch, which have been documenting the abuses and advocating for change. In conclusion, the human rights situation in Eritrea is a stark reminder of the importance of our works as advocates for human rights. We must continue we must continue to speak out against the abuse, to support those who are fighting to change, and to hold the government accountable for their action. Together, we can create a world where all individuals are are treated with dignity and respect, and where the fundamental rights and freedom that we all share are protected and promoted. It's from me, Sofwan Aliwafi, a delegate from Eritrea countries. Thank you.